Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about some of the most in-demand Armada reprints that are needed. And if you are either a new player or looking to expand your collection, these are some of the ships you should absolutely jump all over if you can find them. If you are new to this channel, I talk a lot about games like Star Wars Armada, X-Wing, Legion, Shatterpoint, a lot of Star Wars and tabletop gaming, plus a lot of other tabletop gaming and sci-fi and lots of other cool stuff like that. So if you are interested in any of those things, I'd love to have you stick around. We are doing a big giveaway right now for a $100 Amazon gift card. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. That's running until Halloween, so you have a little bit of time left to enter to win that, and I usually announce winners towards the end of my videos. That'll be coming up just after Halloween, so pretty cool stuff. And of course, love to have you guys like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. But I want to just dive right into talking about some of these expansions that are out of print right now that we definitely need to see more of. First one I want to talk about is the Imperial Light Cruiser, aka the Quasar. This one is the best carrier in the game. It is, not maybe as in demand as certain other things that we're going to talk about on this list. They're currently out of them right now. Hopefully these get reprinted soon. If you're an Imperial player or you like to run squadrons, this is a great ship. Rebel players will sometimes take this model and put it on an assault frigate or something like that to kind of simulate that. Most of the time you've seen this ship was in Rebels, with the Rebels actually using this ship, but it's not currently usable by the Rebels yet. Although that might change someday. Who knows what future rapid reinforcements might be able to hold. Possibly that they might do a Phoenix Home with this someday. Wouldn't that be cool? I think a lot of people would love that. Up next, the Gladiator expansion. Now, this is one of the oldest expansions for Star Wars Armada from that first initial wave. The Gladiator is just a really cool ship. And for a long time, people only ever really needed one of them. You didn't usually run more than one Gladiator. I think in recent, at least slightly more recent times, with the onset of the 7th Fleet, and the fact that the Gladiator Star Destroyer does count as a Star Destroyer, there have been more and more fleets that have been using more than one. Now, granted, if you've got one and you're looking to expand, you're probably not hurting too bad because running a single with the Demolisher title is still, and has always been good. It's still good. But this really hurts for a new player getting into the Empire that doesn't have a single Gladiator yet. You definitely want to grab one of these if you can. Moving up next, the Imperial class Star Destroyer. This one definitely needs to be reprinted, and I think one of the reasons it hasn't might hopefully indicate a future plan for slight changes to the way that certain Armada products are going to be put out. I hope. And I'll talk about what I mean. I'm going to use an example similar to what AMG is doing with Star Wars Legion. They're going to be redoing a lot of plastics. I talked about that earlier this week. If we go back to like a Wookiee expansion where they reprinted Wookiees and made them a little better and said, hey, this is now a dual faction. They put more cards in the box and all kinds of stuff like that. It was like almost like a 2.0 version of it. I feel like something like that needs to happen with the Imperial Star Destroyer. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, I've already got a Star Destroyer. Well, let me ask you, if you're a newer player, do you have the Imperial Star Destroyer pack or do you have the Chimera expansion pack? Because there are two Imperial Star Destroyer packs, and while most of the cards that come inside the commander upgrades, you could get Darth Vader in this pack, for example, and things like that. While a lot of that stuff is available through the upgrade card collection, kind of meaning that this particular Star Destroyer wasn't as popular as the Star Destroyer variants that come in the Chimera, this is still the only place to get the Imperial Star Destroyer 1 or Imperial Star Destroyer 2 ship base and ship card, at least the default cards. Now, what some folks have been doing is if you're a newer player and you can only get the Chimera Star Destroyer, is that they've been using like promos. There's a lot of ISD-1 and ISD-2 promos that exist that are out there in the wild. So some people have been using those or just printing out their own cards and things like that, which kind of works, but it's not good enough for a tournament if you're printing out your own stuff. And plus you need the cardboard also. Granted, other cardboard is sufficient for casual games, but it's just something that they ought to do. is get basically either this ship back in stock, or better yet, a consolidated Star Destroyer pack that has both the cards from this pack and the cards from the Chimera pack all in one. Call it the full Star Destroyer pack, or something like that. That would be really cool. And I think it'd be a very popular hit. I think people would love to have all 4 versions of the Imperial Star Destroyer all in one pack. And hopefully they will do that at some point. Plus the Gauntlet fighters that come with the Chimera. You could put everything all together into one. That would be super groovy. Next on my list of reprints that are needed to happen. Well, granted, this isn't sold out, but I'm mentioning this for a very specific reason. The Galactic Republic Fleet expansion pack. I feel like whenever they do a rapid reinforcements, that it brings new attention to a ship that maybe they have a lot of extras of, and it used to be the Venators, and the Venators got a lot of attention through rapid reinforcements, whether it was the Imperial Venator or it was the Anakin Skywalker making like Venators like ultra unstoppable killing machines, and now Anakin Skywalker has changed. One of the popular uses, and certainly something that I've been thinking about, is a lot of the ships that come in this box. Acclimators work really well with the new version of Anakin Skywalker. The problem is, if you've only bought one starter box, you'll only have one Acclimator. And if you want to run 2 or 3 Acclimators, you're going to need 2 or 3 starters. And ever since these were first announced, people have been saying, are you going to put the consular cruisers and the Acclimators in their own box and reprint those? I don't know if they will do that. But I think it would be a cool idea. I think it would sell pretty well. But then at the same time, they may just say, no, we'd rather people buy a whole starter instead. I don't know. I don't know what the better business model is, but I know a lot of people would like to have these type of ships available a la carte instead of having to buy a whole nother starter just because you want another Acclimator. And I think that'd be a good way to go. And it might even be an opportunity for them to say, okay, let's come up with an Acclimator pack, and it'll have new versions of the Acclimator, some new ship cards, and maybe they give it the Star Destroyer treatment. Do the same thing with the consular cruisers, and you can even put them 2 in a box, similar to how hammerheads are. I think that's how all small ships should go from now on, is have more than 1 in a box. It's just it's a savings measure. Granted, obviously you have to pay twice as much, but you're getting twice as many ships, so it works out. But it's less packaging, less space on the shelf for retailers and stuff like that. I just think it's a good idea, and I think they should do the same thing with the Separatists. The Munificent and those hard cells they're great ships. The hard cells are really good, but Munificents are really, really good ships. It's one of the most well-rounded, balanced ships in the game. It's a really, really awesome ship, and I'd love to have like 4 or 5 of them or something like that. I don't even remember how many I theorized that I could fit in a build. But as somebody who has purchased 3 of each of these starters, I've got a lot of starters. Because when these first came out, that was all we had, and I wanted every kind of build permutation I could do, or whatever, or at least a lot of different ideas for that. Again, both the Clone War starters could probably benefit from an individual release for each of these. They did that with the original starter. They put out the Victory expansion, the Nebulon expansion, the CR90 expansion. I think they could take a look at, if you're going to reprint these ships anyway, look at a way to make even veteran players want to go out and buy, people who already have these ships. Give me a reason to go out and be like, oh wait, there's a new version of the Munificent in the Munificent expansion pack. Cool. Oh, there's new cards that come with it. Cool. A new card expansion pack too. Cool. Let's do that. And then I'm going to guess my number 1, and that number 1 is the Architans, the Imperial Light Cruiser, my favorite ship in the entire game, the greatest ship in the entire game. This is a ship that is. I don't know. I think it's just glorious. It's great to fly in swarms. It's always been sold out. They need to come up with a 2-pack of these, and they need to print a lot of them. It fits in just about every fleet. They also need these for the Republic. I feel like with the recent change of rapid reinforcements, Anakin Skywalker, as good as he is right now, he works really well with ships that roll 3 dice, or 3 or more dice. and this is I mean, at least for the Imperial version of it, it fits that bill really, really well. Has a lot of people thinking that maybe the next rapid reinforcements will involve these guys getting the Republic treatment. If that is the case, though, we're gonna need a lot more of these. You know, again, the Republic could use a swarm type of ship, and while the Consular can do that, the Consular is a little squishy, and that's what made the Imperial light cruisers so good, is that they were significantly less, less squishy than the other small ships, that were available to the Empire, and that would really work well for the Republic. And they could also make some slight changes to them as well. I just hope that when they, if and when they do this, that they don't make it like a unique ship like the Imperial Venator is. I hope that it's a ship that you can run multiples of, and I'd love to be able to put those to work. I'd love that to coincide with reprints for the Architans, maybe 2 in a pack, make it a dual faction pack. You'd probably still sell out instantly. But if you put 2 in a pack, maybe you have a lot of people like at least get one that now have a lot of options. I think that'd just be an absolute winner for everybody. And those are the most in-demand ships for Star Wars Armada. Let me know some of your thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys are new players looking to get into the game, or if you're kind of perusing online shops or your local game store and you happen to see some of these and you're like, if you were on the fence already, you might want to jump if you were able to find any of these, especially those Architans. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing and help make this channel possible. Thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.